When Chuck Norris was born on March 10th, 1940, he came out blue. He was not breathing, but the doctor was able to get him breathing and he saved his life. Little did anyone know at the time, not only would he recover, but he would become the most powerful human on earth. Hello, gents. Today we're celebrating Chuck Norris's 80th birthday. I'm going to share with you all kinds of amazing facts and stories from the life of Chuck Norris with you today. Guess what? Chuck Norris is half Cherokee Indian. That's right. 2 of his 4 grandparents were full-blood Cherokees. And his name isn't actually Chuck, it's Carlos. He was named Carlos after his family's favorite minister. And later his brother Whelan was named after his dad's favorite beer. When he was a young lad, his dad was off at war fighting Nazis and went missing in action. For 3 long months he was unaccounted for until he was finally found alive and returned from the war. But Carlos's family was very poor in his childhood, and they moved around a lot. After the war, his dad was an abusive alcoholic drifter who caused a lot of hardship for the family. Through it all, Carlos's Christian faith was instilled at a young age and has been an important aspect of his life throughout his whole life. Carlos joined the Air Force in 1958 as a military policeman with the intent of becoming a civilian police officer when he got out of the Air Force. One of his fellow airmen told him Carlos was a funny name for a white guy. They got to talking about how the name is similar to Charles, and his buddy decided to call him Chuck. The nickname stuck, but he's always gone by Carlos to his family and close friends. While he was stationed in Korea, he started practicing various martial arts in his spare time to keep himself busy. He wasn't naturally good at it, and he got his butt kicked at first, but he exercised extreme discipline and practiced a lot because he wanted to be an effective cop in the future, and he felt this would really help. He also struggled with talking to groups of people and got very nervous speaking in public. When he decided to start his own karate school on the airbase, the hardest part was addressing groups, but he practiced and forced himself to get better at it. After leaving the Air Force, he planned to join the LAPD, but there was a long wait list to try out. He secured a menial full-time job and began teaching karate classes at night. Eventually the classes became popular and he loved it so much that he expanded his karate instruction to full-time work and abandoned his idea to become a police officer. Now, on a personal note, similar to Chuck Norris, I joined the military as a military police officer with the intent of being a cop when I got out as well. And I too abandoned that idea to pursue my higher calling, working in auto insurance. Anyhow, Chuck Norris started entering karate tournaments to promote his karate school. He didn't have a lot of success at first, though. But did he quit? Oh no. He determined to train harder and harder, and soon he and his students were winning matches and tournaments. After winning the 1967 All-American Karate Championship at Madison Square Garden, Chuck met Bruce Lee, who congratulated him on his win. They became friends and started training together regularly, swapping techniques and helping each other improve. Bruce Lee later invited Chuck to appear in a small role in a movie he was working on, so Chuck made his film debut in The Wrecking Crew, delivering one line and briefly fighting Dean Martin. He actually filmed that scene the day after defending his World Karate Championship, and they had to cover his black eye with makeup. So he did some commercials, continued competing, and built his karate school into a chain of locations over the next few years when he was again contacted by Bruce Lee and invited to appear as his opponent in his upcoming movie, The Way of the Dragon. This time Chuck really proved his acting chops. He didn't just lose to Bruce Lee, he was killed by him. For Chuck Norris to be killed in a fight took tremendous acting ability. By this point, Chuck Norris was barely into his 30s as he transitioned from competitive fighter to action movie star. Apart from starring in dozens of movies and winning the World Karate Championship 6 years in a row, and of course Walker, Texas Ranger, here are a few of his other accomplishments. He created his own martial art, Chun Kuk Do. He had his own cartoon, Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. He became an action figure. He created his own line of jeans that were specifically designed for action. He endorsed and continues to endorse dozens of quality products. He's written a bunch of books. He's made countless appearances at events. He's chummed with U.S. presidents. He created Kickstart Kids, a foundation that teaches kids character through karate. And he created his own bottled water company, Seaforce, which bottles the water that springs forth out of the ground on his very own ranch. Of all his accomplishments and titles, I think the title of husband and father are the titles that are most important to him. Chuck Norris is a genuinely nice and kind man, and I learned that for myself when I met him last year. As I interacted with him and his wife, as I watched him interact with a lot of his fans, I was struck how remarkably humble and gracious he was. Happy 80th birthday, Chuck Norris, and here's to 80 more wonderful years, at least 80 more. Yeah, you heard me right. Chuck Norris is never going to die. See you soon, gents. Here's another wonderful Chuck Norris related video. Check it out. You're going to love it.